For TB, we had the obituary for Nancy on my email, and for some reason I have looked and looked and looked and I can't find it. So when we get back to the hotel, Lee has a computer that has Nancy's obituary on the computer, so we'll read it there. But one of the reasons we wanted to find who the oldest, closest living relative was, which is Jerry, is we thought we'd have him read TB's obituary. And so we'll have him do that. And then we have a story from
Mike.
Mike. Where you at, Mike?
Right here.
Who's going to tell us a little bit about some of the history of things that took place with TB when he died. So go ahead, Jerry. If you want to come out here where they can hear you.
All right. I don't speak too loudly, but I'll do my best. T.B. Gleaves of Grimes, Oklahoma, died March 4th, 1911, of kidney trouble. He had been sick for a year before death claimed its own, but only 3 weeks before his death he was taken violently ill. He suffered intense agony, but bore his suffering splendidly until he slept the last long sleep in the arms of the Savior. All was done for him that loving hands could do, but to no avail. God called him to answer his name to the roll call, and all had to submit. It was for the best. It was so hard to give him up. God's will be done and not ours, for our loss is God's gain. In this our greatest loss, he has found joy. He slept his last hours peacefully. He slept his soul away to Jesus, and his last sleep was as though it was a peaceful rest. My parents was born in Tennessee, October 9, 1930. He was 80, 4 months and 24 days at the time of his death. He departed this life March 4th, 1911 at 12 o'clock, midnight. On Sunday, March 5th, his body was laid to rest in the Brookside Cemetery. Those of his own present at the interment was his loving companion, 2 sons, Arthur and Andy, both of Grimes, Oklahoma, 2 daughters, Miss Gracie Crow of Marysville, Texas, and Mrs. E.F. Thompson of Grimes, Oklahoma. His remains will proceed to the cemetery by Reverend Wilson, the pastor of the Baptist Church, H.M. Coffey and T.S. Wilson. The funeral services were conducted by Reverend H.M. Coffey and assisted by Reverend Wilson. The singing service was conducted by Brother T.S. Wilson.